Hello, everyone. I am just in the middle of getting my computer restarted here and getting my chat pulled up, but hopefully I'm 2 minutes late. I want to say hello to everyone. I want to get my chat popped out so I can see you. Literally, just as I was getting ready to hit the go live button, I got this fun little notice on my computer. Your USB device has stopped working. And I look up, and sure enough, no blue light on the webcam. But I'm here. I am here. It's all gonna be fine. You know, it's funny too, because I was thinking this morning, for those of you who maybe don't know this, I know this because I'm really aware of it. I say we because you guys are all such a huge part of this, crossed over that 1,000 subscriber mark, which I'm very excited about. And just because I haven't addressed it yet on my channel doesn't mean that I don't intend to. And I thought, oh, I could stream on my phone, but I have no idea how to do that. So I'll have to figure that out. So I have a good backup plan in place for the future for that. All right, let me see who all is in here joining us today. So I think I had some people in here maybe from the beginning. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone, but hello, Emma and Elizabeth, Nancy, Vicky, Sandra, Elle's mom, Jackie. Hello. I said the channel name wrong, but it just sounds right rolling up the tongue. I'm so excited you're here on your own little screen name. Becca, hi. Jamie's here. We have Simon, Jilly, my tarot mom / sister, Elle, my tarot daughter. Let's see, who else do we have here? Lots of chatting. Bastet's here. Oh, that's me. That's me saying I have to restart. Rosemary, Robin. And oh, I know I need to watch that Oxfordshire video that Simon just posted. Diane, hi. Aquarius Owl. Who else do we have in here? Jen Signs to Soul, up bright and early, because you know I got to say it every dang time. Brenda, hi. Sean, hello. Hilda's here, hi. Let's see, have I missed anyone? Maharet, Kimberly, hello, hello. Twist is here. Yay, so if we have flower questions, we know who to talk to. I swear I know you as more than just the flower person. Oh, somebody scrolled past me. Oh, Dawn, hi. Lori. Okay, if I missed anyone, I'm so sorry. Oh, Ash Hart, here for the first time maybe. France Claire, Book Lioness. Oh, I did miss some. Okay, Mindy from Artistry of Tarot. All right, if I've missed you, I'm so sorry. If you want to get my attention as we are chatting, especially when I ask you guys what questions you want to ask this week, put it in all caps for me so I see it, or tag me at Jen's Balanced Tarot. Sometimes the tagging can be a little tricky on the device. Hello, forever where. So the all caps is definitely a great way to get my attention. So this is our 12th tarot play date. We finally hit a major last week. I think everyone was excited about that. Hi, Rosemary. No apologies needed for missing. It's hard to make it every single week. Sometimes I don't make it every week. And frankly, last week I was much sicker than I realized when I came on. But as you can see, I'm doing much better this week. Quick question. Anybody have the world show up for them this week in any particular way that you would like to share? I myself drew my card for the day today, and look what I got myself. I got myself the world, which was very appropriate for me today, for sure. Let's see. I didn't actually read anybody who said hello. I didn't read any of the actual comments. I will have to catch up on those later. So Aquarius Al, you got this on Monday, the world card. I think this was such a great card. I feel like it answered our questions really well last week. And you guys have been telling you how far behind I am on my own playdate stuff. And I finally got caught up in my tarot coloring book. Now, I see people post coloring book stuff in the Facebook group sometimes and on Instagram, and they do such a much better job. I'm like a 5-year-old coloring, right? But I did get caught up all the way through the world. You can see I get a little lazy with like the big sections of sky. I'm like, I need color crayons instead of color pencils to color those because I just lose interest. But I got caught up on like 5 weeks. I see, like, I got my Knight of Swords. He's a little better. When I was watching the Academy Awards in the US last Sunday, I got all caught up with my tarot coloring playbook. Color book, not the playbook. This is by Teresa Reed for anybody who's interested or who likes to do that. Let's see, who else snuck in on me? Gwen, hi. All right, so are we ready to dive into this week's card? If anybody else, oh, Emma says, I haven't even touched my cards this week, been too busy gaming. Oh, see, priorities, right? Simon, you wish you had time to color. You film a lot more videos than I do, and you do lots of things. You know, and it's one of those things where I don't really have that much time either. But it is nice when I make myself kind of sit down and do something mindful to connect with my cards. This wasn't a dropsy just because I'm bending over. But one of the things I actually really like about this book is it also does kind of a little bit of what our Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite does, and it focuses on some of the noticeable symbols. So, like, for example, in the world here, she talks about the wreath, the 4 figures, the position of the woman's legs, and the different colors that are in the card. And it's just kind of a nice way to sort of reiterate and kind of look at the things that we talked about that week in the symbology of the cards. And then I look it over and I was like, yeah, we noticed that, or we called that out. I don't know. It's very reaffirming for me for some reason. Okay. Oh, Forever's where's ready for me to shuffle, except for we haven't asked our questions yet. You want me to stop gabbing and get to the point or something? All right. Hi to anybody who has come in that I've missed. Hi, Wendy. I don't know who else Kiana snuck in. Hello. All right. So as we do every week, for anybody who might be new here, before I draw the cards, I collect a list of 5 questions that we can use this card to answer for us this week. And we can do this either because this is a legitimate question that we want an answer to, or just because we want to use it for practice. So, Gwen is on it this week. I will start gathering those questions. So, Gwen, how can we best embrace our shadow self? Did you have that one last week, Gwen? That sounds familiar. And I think I said, please bring it back. I love talking about shadow. I'm kind of masochistic that way, I guess. Our shadow self. All right. Getting a new boss. How is that going to work out? So, Diane, I'm going to hold on to that just because. Oh, I missed a Rosemary question. Ooh, how can we be more spiritual this week? It wasn't in caps, but thank you, Simon. I like that one. How can, I love that, we be more spiritual this week? Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so Diane, you said you're getting a new boss. How's that going to work out? So I'd like to get a question that kind of gives us a little bit more global range because not everybody's getting a new boss this week. Maybe we could frame that something like, how can we deal with significant changes this week? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. I'm still kind of mulling that one over. Jilly, Little Zen Crone, show us how we can be open to what we need to know. Ooh. Now, that's a really interesting way to phrase that. It's not what we need to know, but how can we be more open to what we need to know, especially if we're doing draws and spreads for ourselves this week, right? How can we be open to what we need to know? Okay, so that's 3, and I'm still working on kind of reframing Diane's question. Simon, how can we trust more and yet protect ourselves? That one actually made me feel something, Simon. Yes, I love that. How can we trust? You guys are getting great with the caps. More. Okay, I think I've got 5 and yet protect ourselves. That's interesting. That could drive a very interesting card pool this week. All right, and then we had Emma Tara, Dude, and Foreverwhere came in right kind of at the same time. What can we do this week to benefit our higher self? Let's go ahead and go with that one. But Foreverwhere, I love that. If we can bring that next week. And Diane, Maybe we can find a way to answer your question as we're going through this. Maybe we can use, yeah, Diane, you tell me what you think when we pull the card. So think about your question when we pull the card for the first time. How can we, nope. I tried to rewrite Simon's question. What can we do this week to benefit our highest self? Okay. I've got 5. Thank you guys. You're and gals and people. What can we do? I need to stop saying you guys so much. What can we do? I keep interrupting myself this week to benefit our highest self. And I'm running out of room on the page, which is not helping. Okay, great questions as always. Hopefully I can read my own writing. This got really sloppy like a few weeks ago. Okay. So our 5 questions this week. Hi, Essence 818, Val, anybody else who's snuck in on me? So our 5 questions that we'll talk about later when we pull our alternate cards. How can we best embrace our shadow self? How can we be more spiritual this week? How can we be open to what we need to know? How can we trust more and yet protect ourselves? And what can we do this week to benefit our highest self? Love these questions. I love how you guys just keep coming up with new ones. I need to write these all down. So when I am thinking about my question and what I want to ask when pulling my cards, love them. All right. We are shuffling away, thinking about our questions, wondering what card we're going to get. Oh, dang it. Even with a table, L, make a note. O's. I'll talk about that later. Don't mind me shuffling away. Okay. Did I scream? Oh, shocker. I know, fall over from the shock, right? Screamer Essence? Oh, Sandra. Yes. Sandra can let it loose, we discovered recently. All right. That's what happens when you bottle it all up. Okay, seriously. Okay. All right, I'm not going to watch the chat. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm silent. Not being very good YouTube host. I'm trying not to drop anything. All right. Here we go, folks. One more shuffle and we're going to call it good. This is going to be fun when I only have like a few cards left. No, that was a terrible shuffle. I changed my mind. Okay. At least you guys can entertain yourselves with talks of Sandra screaming. Okay. Here we go. Our card for the week. The 6 of Cups. All right, what do we think? Elevator music or Jeopardy music? All right, so as I like to ask you every week, what's your initial reaction to getting this card? Are you feeling good about this card? Are you feeling meh? Are you like, no, I don't want to talk about that card? Gwen says this is very relevant. My focusing is going to be a little bit of a thing. 6 of sweet, 6 of cups, so sweet. Feeling good. Melancholy, says Book Lioness. Kids. All right. So mostly we're feeling okay about this. Yes, Simon. Good point. It's a great one for the trust question. I think we'll find that this will be a good card for all of our questions. Gwen's immediately having thoughts about soulmates, people from the past, old memories, being gentle with oneself, says Val. Thank you very much, Essence 818. I'm very excited because that's going to open things up. I still don't have yet. I'm waiting for that community tab so that I can make announcements and stuff on my channel, let you guys know what's going on. Still waiting for that to show up. But yeah, we're going to have a lot more flexibility on this channel now. And I will tell you, just a little sneak peek or no, not a preview, not a peek at anything. But my friend Elle and I, not Elle, are working on a little something special to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. So that's the only reason I haven't done anything yet on my channel, because it's in the works. So Coming soon to a YouTube device near you. All right, back to our Six of Cups. The Way We Were comes to mind for Jilly, the song. It is a nostalgic card, yes. Franz Claire says Mercury retrograde can bring up the past. Are we in retrograde already again? Doesn't it feel like that comes around a lot? That might explain my webcam problem this morning or earlier today for those of you who it's not morning for. Let's see. Something that happened in the past can help with a similar situation in the present, says Wendy. Yeah, I'm even just trying on my computer, but that's good to know, Wendy. Thanks for the tip. we are in retrograde. Brenda doesn't see nostalgia here. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Innocence, says Elizabeth. Nurturing playtime for a Sunday playdate, says Robin. Yes. Embracing your inner child. So these are all the initial themes, thoughts that we get about this deck. Anything else that kind of pops out? Yeah, I always think of, looking back to the past. And also, I also see this often as kind of a gift-giving card, which I don't know if anybody has said that already. Robin says, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Simon, we must reconnect to our childhood to allow our adult life to fully blossom. Really, some people talk about this too, I think, as the, looking at our inner child. Sometimes I think it really has to do with reconciling the past. A lot of us carry things well into adulthood from our childhood that maybe we need to look at in a more loving way to be able to let go. And then also, like Simon's saying, sometimes we need to go back and remember those things. So I think depending on where you're at or what question you're asking, how our childhood plays into our lives now can really shift and change. Gwen says an opportunity to reparent ourselves. Oh, that's interesting. Brenda says, I see this more as a giving card. Yes. Compassion for others, says Emma, especially those who might be smaller than us or more vulnerable. That's a great way to look at this. Hi, Susie. Be grateful of small gestures, says Elizabeth. The Bassett says living in harmony with yourself and others. I don't know why Franz Claire is talking about Simon's milk jug. What's going on there? Wendy, the flowers remind us that gifts don't have to be expensive. Very true. LS, are these Edelweiss? Sound of Music was my childhood. I don't know. Okay, you guys, there's our flower. Focus. I don't know what Edelweiss look like. I know that's also as shocking as me dropping something. I don't know what a particular flower looks like. Right, Elle? Let's see. Elizabeth says, think back of your past experiences for guidance. Tiny Densero Digital. Hello. Hi. New person in the chat for me. Remember, sometimes our memories are not true. That's also a very good point. Gwen, being able to give, but also receive. Oh, now I'm getting some better focus on this card too. Wendy says, should have left this out to remind my hubby to get Mrs. some flowers on Valentine's Day. Yes, this is a good hint dropping card as well, for sure. Emma just says, this card makes me happy. This card makes me pretty happy too. For a long time, this has been a card that I've really struggled with. Excuse me. Leftover cough. I promise I will not do that the whole video or live chat, I guess is what this is. Kiana, joyous memories of days gone by. Why are we talking about, the milk bottle? You had a milk bottle in the live chat that you guys did on Friday. I still don't know how it relates, but things are starting to click. Rosemary says, personally, it reminds me of my relationship with my brother, who is older and who is always so kind to me. Reminds me of our childhood and relationship. That just gives me the warmest and fuzziest feelings. I think it's wonderful when you can have that really close friendship with your siblings and when you can look up to your brother. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Essence 818 says, my man asked me to help him with his homework. I told him I'm in class right now. You're like, I'm doing my own homework, okay? Let's see. Hi, Kay. Welcome in. Yes, we all now want to adopt Rosemary's brother. I always wanted an older brother, but, once you're born, there's not a lot you can do. So I go on trying to adopt older brothers. Like, Simon, will you be my older brother, please? I mean, it's only 2 years, so it's like kind of perfect. Sorry, I just put you on the spot. You can just ignore me if you don't want to be my brother. All right, Susie, contentment in childhood. Okay, good. Tiny Dancer. Tiny Dancer. Oh, wait, I can say it right. Tiny Dancer of Digital Gin. Am I saying that right? That's a really cool name. Says this is familiar. Aw, I love you too, big bro. It's Simon hovering over Sandra, and Sandra has dyed her hair blonde. Okay, Robin. Stop. Put down whatever drink you have. Just put it down. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, Elle. We got to rethink this. Oh, no. I just messed up the Tarot family. Oh, Becca, leave it to you to notice that I said older. Hilda says, this card also gives me a sense of security and protection, given or received. Nancy says, small things you do will grow. Did you notice that the smaller woman is double-faced? Oh, well, I guess if you want to get into that. All right, this is a great segue. All right, don't forget to take time for small, kind gestures, says Sean. Yes, exactly. All right, so let's take our close-up look at the card because we haven't done that yet. And let's see what else you notice. Simon notices an extra face. All right, there's our focus. Oh, shaking with the coffee. I decided to really go for it with the coffee today, so you guys will have to bear with me. Okay, so let's see if we can get a close-up on her face. Lots going on in this card. But here, let's talk about... Do you guys all see that double face? Oh, I have a scratch on that card. Do you see that? Anyway, we have that face, and her hair, is that like the yellow? Is that where you see the second face? I mean, that kind of jumps out to me. What do you guys think? Twist says, blow up of the Six of Cups to see if we can get a clear view of the flowers. They aren't drawn as a distinctive type of flower. There are lots of flowers that are white with 5 petals that taper to points. Yeah, it is kind of hard to tell. Hilda notices the watchtower. You know, how many of us really focus on the background in this card, right? Rosemary sees the double face. A man walking away in the background. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have ever seen that, Aquarius Owl. What is on the roof of the house? Here? I think it's just colored shading, maybe? Focus. There we go. Yeah, I think maybe just colored shading. Youth and death, says Simon. So that's really supposed to be. So that could be like an older person or a younger person. Is that what you mean? You know what? I went to the doctor this week and they said I shrunk a ½ an inch since last year. That's going to be me, that tiny little person. I don't have that many inches to lose. All right. Julie said she thought the flowers were paper whites. Snow. Yeah, there is a lot of like coloring in this deck where they do like blue mixed with white. You'll see it a lot like in the sword suit and stuff, but you could look at that as snow. Kay says her gut is telling me it's her only hair me. Is that a misspelling or did I just not know that word? Sandra hasn't noticed. I've never noticed that, you guys, that man walking away. That's really interesting. I'd love to know what you think about what that brings to this card. She has mittens on. Ghost, says Tiny Dancer. Oh, hair. Oh, it's only her hair. Yeah, it might be only her hair, but, you know, sometimes we have thought that before, only to find out that some of these things were legitimate aspects of the card. Okay, I'm going to play with my phone to see if I get better focus now that I can do that, now that we're over that mark. So Simon says the double face of youth and hag, life and death references, vanity being emptiness. Oh, yes. See, right in our book here, it talks about the little woman facing forward and the little woman facing away. So it really is meant to be intentional. Elizabeth asks, what is he guarding? That man in the background. Yeah, is he a guard? Maybe not walking away? Hilda, all the cups filled with flowers make me feel abundant and loved, lined up, ready to share. I love that talk of abundance with those flowers. Forever Wear, her blonde hair seems to have a face along with the other face that seems to be looking away. Exactly. It's an ancient medieval trick, says Simon. The two faces. Yeah, that's really cool. I'd never noticed it, Simon, but the minute you said it, I could see it. Brenda says, it looks like they're in a courtyard, so it may just be a guy walking away. You're going to be our card Scrooge today. You know, it's good. It challenges us, right, to defend our positions and our thoughts. Elle says, the double-faced nostalgia can be deceiving. It's one-sided or biased. Yes. Bastet says, one of the flowers is facing forward. I wish this would focus better for me right now. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. The other 5 are facing outward. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of highlight that. Focus. My camera is in a mood. We're going to blame retrograde today, you guys, because I can. Pixie, the master of hidden meanings. Yes, Jamie. The generous boy is facing away from the cross. Don't be cross. Okay, that's a good way to look at that literally, Robin. Hilda says, receiving the gifts of love to heal our inner child. Simon, you've always noticed that double face. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get validation, though, right, for the things that we think we see. But I think even if we don't get that validation, we should still trust ourselves. What we see is what we see. Twist says, could be, oh, you're still working out those flowers for us. It could be paper whites, but paper whites have yellow centers, or vinca. The cross is in the book. Is it? Let's talk about the cross. Oh, I opened right up to the 6 of Cups, and then I hid it away. What do we say about the cross? The cross is not just for decoration. As adults, let me hold that back up, sorry. We can reset the points. We return to our childhood in order to investigate the double-facedness of our experience to dig up the missing aspects. So kind of a lot what you guys were saying, right? And gals, and not guys. Oh my God, I'm never going to write myself of that habit. I should probably just give it up, but we can always work to be better. Let's see, is that a little boy? The one handing the flowers? Let's take a look. What do you think? I actually feel like that could be a boy or a girl because we don't really get any distinctive facial features. You know, the clothing can go either way. I mean, I've always thought that was a boy, but I don't know why I thought that. Oh, Simon figured out the flowers. They are thorn apple blossoms. Go with folks. I know. I got to work on that one, Simon. That's my replacement. It seems a fancy household, says Gwen. The upper windows, the tower, the coat of arms on the stone. Yes. So do they live there? Does he live there and she doesn't? You know, if we're assuming this is a boy and this is a girl. The old man is still loved in old age, says Susie. White flowers for innocence. Yes. Brenda said she assumed it was a girl. So isn't that funny? We all kind of see something different instinctually. The flowers are stars, pentagrams being held by cups. Every cup holds a pentagram. That's interesting. Is he giving or selling the flowers? Yes. You know, I feel like this card is definitely about giving. That's always how I've taken that. Folks is still gendered with the LKS? It is? Okay, you guys are teaching me a lot of stuff today that has nothing to do with this card. He seems almost like a vendor selling flowers, says Forever Wear. Giving, but also allowing yourself to receive, says Hilda. Yes. Did I miss any good points? Yeah, I think we're talking about like giving versus selling. Y'all. Yeah, I don't think I could ever pull off the y'all. Let's see. All right. Is there anything else in particular? I mean, do we think anything in particular about the scenery, the colors? Is there anything else? The Wanderer on the left, says Simon. You know, he's got that like walking stick, right? Focus again. There we go. There we go. He seems to have a stockpile of the flowers. Let's see. There's a connection between them. They look at each other. Yeah, if you're looking at the peach-colored face, then yes, there definitely does seem to be a connection there. He represents the something of change. This guy walking away. Oh, I didn't drop it. I didn't drop it. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. All right, let's see. Six of Cups one more time. I should probably just have put a bookmark in here. So where does it talk about? Oh, the watchman with the lance here in the book. I can't apparently hold this up and read at the same time. The wanderer underlines the aspect of change. The watchman, that of protection, but also for control or childhood experiences. Sometimes it's not easy to access childhood memories. Very interesting. What I really need to get into the habit of doing is sitting down with that book after our tarot play dates. Robin is noting that their heads are covered in red, but one's covering is slipping. You know, does this maybe make her more vulnerable because of that, or more open in some way? Forever Wear says, it seems to be spring, the time of childhood. Oh, Forever Wear after. Did you add the after recently? A homely feel, says Rosemary. Noticing the sunny day. We don't have any clouds or storminess. It all seems fairly calm, doesn't it? All right, we're about ready to dive into our first alternate card and question. Okay, so I wasn't making that up. Forever Wear after. I like that. Yes, a calm day. All right, there's lots to dive into with that card. Let me just get some more caffeine in me. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I say this every time. I pulled 5 random decks from my collection, just through a random name generator, to look at different cards and answer different questions. For a minute, I almost thought I had 6 decks, but I only have 5. Thornapple symbolism appears to be dreamed of thee, says Twist. Oh, that's interesting. All right, my first alternative deck for the day, the Golden Wheel, Tarot of the Golden Wheel. So let's take a look and see what our differences are in this card. And then we'll answer our first question. 4, 5, and 6. Oh, this is sweet. Sorry, I get a little preview. I have not really dived into this deck yet, because I still intend to do a walkthrough of it on my channel. All right. Here is the Tarot of the Golden Wheel, 6 of Cups. There we go. Isn't that sweet? I don't know. You don't have to agree with me, but I think that's really sweet. Any thoughts on this? Emma likes it. Bastet likes it. So Emma said she was going to get the book that's being referenced in the playdates, but read a fair reviews to see things are made up. Really? Well, you know, we all make up our meanings, don't we? Is the elder putting flowers in her hair? Yeah, this one looks more fatherly. So somebody saw, come on, focus. Yeah, see, I see an older woman when I look at that, but you could certainly see an older man. I also think, yeah, I feel like that person is doing her hair, like that young girl's hair. That's kind of what I notice. I love that card, like grandmother and grandchild, Sandra. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Jackie likes it. Much more about parenting in this card. Yes. Elizabeth gets the same feeling in this card. Jamie sees an older man rather than an older woman. Creating a memorable moment, says Essence 818. The older person and a younger child. Gwen, generational wounds and opportunities to heal them. I love that. Hilda, there is reference from the older figure to the young child. Yeah, so this gift giving, or this, you know, connecting with the child, maybe this is more about that connection, right? Oh, there we go. We finally got some focus. You know, the elder connecting with the younger. Oh, which corresponds to the previous card too, with that two-faced younger person. Jilly says, I love the color in the sky in contrast to the yellow of the landscape. Yeah, I still get this really peaceful feeling. Now, one of the things that I notice right away is we don't have those, you know, that whole thing about the giving and receiving of the flowers, But we do see our what look to be dandelions, so she can make a wish or something. You know, for a while, I thought because of some of the decks that I had, I looked at the Six of Cups as kind of a wishing card. And I know everybody calls what the nine of Cups the wish card, but I thought sometimes the Six of Cups sort of represented that for me. Becca says this makes her long for summer. Mindy, this is the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. So this one here. This one's available kind of everywhere. It's on US Games, Amazon, all that good stuff. Very serene feeling, says Hilda. Yeah, are these dandelions? So this is full of wishes. Yeah, that's kind of how I take it, Bastip. There are 4 cups by the child's side and 2 by the elder. So the child has more cups on her side than we see on the elder side. That's a really interesting observation. Contentment, says Wendy. How she will remember when he is gone. Good memory. So one of the other things that I really notice is that these two are dressed exactly the same, right? They look exactly the same. So is this perhaps the same person at different stages of life? And maybe this, you know, this older person is connecting with their younger self, and this younger person is connecting with their older self. Dreams, things like that. What do you think about that? Hindsight, reflecting on the past, says L. Is the cloud heart-shaped? I can see where you're getting that. A childhood wish or dream, nurturing your inner child past self. Nostalgia, flower crown, sharing tradition, says Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Is this the same person? Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, Hilda. I'm probably behind in the chat when I get to gabbing. Twist the leaf, says inner child kindness. Jen says this is how she often looks at this card, the 2 aspects of the same person. Present and future, present and past, could be grandmother, granddaughter, lots of different ways we can look at this. Okay. Hi, Lyanne. All right. So let's talk about our first question. Our first question. Now, this is interesting. This is really interesting. How can we embrace our shadow self? So how does this, and I feel like this is so, you know, obviously the first thing that jumps out to me is we embrace our shadow self by really looking at the other aspect of ourself, our younger child, our elder, like ourselves as an older person, like being able to look into ourselves at different points in time. Brenda, bye. Thank you for coming. Hilda says, love and heal our younger inner child. Twist, heal past wounds from childhood, right? Really looking at them, but also healing them and looking at them in a loving way. You know, there's a lot of tenderness in this card. It's not, hey, look at my younger self and beat myself up for all the crap I did when I was a child. It's look and be loving and recognize that that child deserves love. Remothering yourself, says Elle. Any other thoughts? Simon, was this your question? How can we embrace our shadow? Like, does this make you think? I keep forgetting to write down who asked which question. You know, is there kind of a different thing that jumps out to you with this card? If you want to share, you do not have to. Any other thoughts? Hilda says there is reverence and love from the older self to the younger self. Exactly. I really see that. Susie says revering both stages in life. Wendy, forgive yourself, except you have 2 aspects to yourself. Yes. Elle, don't overthink it. We are a complicated family. That's true. That's true. Jen, take time to notice how you want to live based on how you want to be viewed at the end of your life. I love that. Like, that's something that I really try and think about a lot. Like, how do I want to be remembered? What is it that I want people to feel when they think on me and how I was in the world? Nancy, be gentle with yourself. Yes. Pamper yourself, says Wendy. Not only be gentle, but let's go full on pampering. I love that. Yeah. This is the Golden Wheel, Tarot of the Golden Wheel, Simon. Gwen says she's doing inner child work at the moment, so this is great. Healing childhood wounds with compassion and love. Yes. Essence, ignorance is bliss. However, as you grow, you can look back on what you repressed, how you expressed, what you have learned, and accept your past while improving your present. all yes. Big yes to that. See, I like that, Elle. Like looking back on the innocence and asking, does, I do that sometimes too. I see a card from a deck and I just think, I just totally went mid sentence off on a different track. Okay, that's good. Does anybody want to see? I have the little book here. Maybe we'll just jump in really quick and see what the book has to say if it's not too lengthy. All right, we have wands, swords, cups. Here we go. The Six of Cups. So the key word for this they put was nostalgia. This card suggests a nostalgic or dreamy state. Gentle family relationships, love of home, homeland, peace, old friends, childhood memories. Exchange of impressions, attentive attitude to elderly relations or relatives, upbringing of children, sentimental feelings. Yeah. I think this is really sweet and really pretty. I need to work with this deck more. All right. So that was our golden wheel and how can we embrace our shadow self? Let me put that there. All right. Next deck. Randomly chosen. The Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery. Now, I had a little bit of a snafu because I actually randomly drew the Alchemical Tarot, but I remember we looked the Alchemical Tarot also by Robert M. Place when we did the Four of Cups, the elephant perched on the four, which is also similar in this deck, but a little bit different. And I realized I think back then, I think I switched my decks. So I had to switch back and give the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery its due chance here. Okay, so let's find our Four of Cups in here. Not Four of Cups, so that I was just Six of Cups. Is that our Six of Cups? Okay, so this is a very pippish, no wait, that's 7. This is 6. This is 6. Well, this should be fun to talk about. Something a little different. Okay, here is our Six of Cups from the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery. This is a little bit shiny, but the artwork is pretty bold, so I don't think I have to get it too close. Oh, they're hanging out watching Tarot Playdate together. That's so cute. All right, so what does this card bring up? Does this bring anything up different for you that other than what we've already kind of talked about? One thing that I find really interesting is that we have all these different growths of the plant, right? So all these different stages in every single pot. Like, is this pot even, does that even have anything in it? I don't know. Oh, Jen, I love how you phrased that. Which memories from your past do you want to nurture? Yeah, forever we're noticed also growing different stages of a plant. But also we do have this person who's watering the plants. You love this card, Elle? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I just, at first when I looked at this, it didn't necessarily bring all of the initial same thoughts to my head. Oh, you're saying you love what Jen said, Elle. You said, yes, that was a good thought. I really like that. Which memories from your past do you want to nurture? Or maybe the goal is to nurture all of them. Yeah, I'm with you. I figured it out. Sometimes I can't talk and read at the same time. Oh, Wendy had noticed too above the flowers of the different stages. Aquarius Owl, refill your emotions to grow. Balance, says Gwen. Yeah, there's a very balanced look to these cards, isn't there? Nurturing the young, says Twist. White Tree Tarot, hi. In this deck, some meanings are changed. This is Gardner about growth more. And that's okay if you're late. Wendy says, think the middle one is just a seed and this is being watered. Yes. They look like they're placed in order of growth. Definitely, right? We're starting with, there's nothing in this pot maybe, or maybe there's just soil. In this one, there's seed. Now we have our little sprout. Now we're starting to see some growth. So if we think about this card, pour your heart out. Oh, I like that, Robin. And, the cups are all about the emotions. So our second question was, how can we be more spiritual this week? So how does this card answer that question for you? And I think right away, like what, Jen said, it's nurturing, like nurturing yourself, nurturing your past, nurturing different aspects of your life. Sean says, honoring all stages of life. Yes, I love that. Your favorite uncle. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I think that seems like a random opinion. Wendy says, allow yourself to grow. Thank you. Nurturing a thought to a belief, says L. Yes. Oh, nurturing a thought to a belief. I love that. Aquarius L, be patient. You will get there or grow. Forever Wear, take the time to nature your spirituality, to nurture your spirituality. I get what you're trying to say there. Yes. A belief is a thought you keep thinking, says L. Right. You can't say something and then it passes and you never think on it again. Then is that truly a belief? You have to keep nurturing it and fostering it and allowing it to grow. And it takes work. One of the things that I'm going to be really personal here for a minute. Spirituality is something that I've been really trying to figure out how to bring more of that into my life. And it really does. I think it takes, love and attention and caring to grow and determine what my thoughts are, what my beliefs are, and continuing to reinforce those, right? So anyway, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that little epiphany for my personal self. I appreciate that. Sean, the question was, how can we be more spiritual this week? Let's see, what else do we have? Acknowledging your past, your victories and opportunities to learn and grow, says Gwen. Yes. Okay, so shall we move on to our next card and our next question? This seems like this tarot play date goes so fast. You live your truth and it shines out to others. I like that, Simon. Thank you. All right, third card. I think we've got a really interesting random selection today. This is the Revival Art Tarot from Taroko Studios. This box, I've not even really worked with this deck, but this box is already so beat up. Allow your feelings to blossom forth, says Robin. I like that also. Okay, let's find our Six of Cups, not Four of Cups. I mentioned it once and then I can't get it out of my brain. Okay, this one's is really similar to me as the Golden Wheel when I look at this. All right, here is the Six of Cups from the Revival Art Tarot. So I'll see if I can pull it up so you can focus on it. Come on. You know you want, there we go. Oh, I think that's so sweet. Oh, and a puppy. It's a puppy at the bottom. Yeah, this one's really sweet. Yeah, exactly. I thought this was really similar to kind of the vibe we get in the Golden Wheel, for sure. Oh, and she is placing a wreath. Good call on that, right? And I love the swing set. When you see a swing set, doesn't that just even bring more childlike feels to something? It's, is there any happier place when you're a young kid than swinging on a swing, Nurturing the child. The doggy looks like Mabel. It does look like Mabel. See, Jen says, no matter your age, don't forget to play and nurture that young child within. Yes. And the cute puppy bud. Yes, exactly. So, let's see, is there anything like that really, other than the puppy? I feel like the puppy brings more of a sense of playfulness to this particular card. So maybe that's kind of what gets added there for me. The swing also brings that sense of playfulness and freedom, maybe. The swing is not static. It flows just like life does, Gwen. Oh, I like that too. That's a great way to look at that. Essence 18 says, makes me wish I had a grandma. Both of mine passed when I was very young. Oh, you need to adopt. I find when I am missing family members, I just go around and adopt them. So, but yes, I understand that. My grandma passed away, my grandma that I was close to, when I was 18. And I really feel like she could have been a great force in my life if I'd gotten more time with her. White Tree Tarot on swinging is something about going from child to grown up. Oh, I like that too. Don't forget to keep the essence of play in your life, says Robin. Yeah, you guys are doing awesome with this card. Nancy loves being a grandma. I want to be a grandma too. I really do. I didn't know how badly I would want it, but I want it pretty bad. All right, our third question. How can we be open to what we need to know? Oh, I love that. So as we're looking at things and trying to figure out what we need to know, how can we be open to those? Remembering the innocence and youthfulness. You know, kids aren't jaded yet by all the stuff, right? So being able to tap into that inner child and that innocence and just hear without judgment is something that sort of jumps to mind right away for me. Yes, exactly, Aquarius. I'll keep that childhood innocence. Kay says a lot is learned about life through play, right? You know, I mean, there's a reason like the coloring trend and things that we thought were only, childhood activities are being brought forth into adulthood because we need that at all points in our life. Trust, says Friends Claire. Listen to our inner child. Listening to the past, says Elle. Yes, I like that too. Don't be afraid to trust, says Nancy. Yes. I feel like this card just, I mean, right off the bat, like it just seems so clear. Sean says, cycle of life, young, old, ring of flowers around the head, spring, yes. White Tree Tarot, being open to accept new information because you don't know much or because you know so much, you know everything is possible, right? I mean, kids can believe in anything, right? So if we need to be open, we all believed in things that now as adults, maybe we've lost a bit, right? Forever where they are in a garden swinging from a tree, there is growth all around. Yes, I love that. All right, I'm going to keep us going just because, gosh, we're already coming up on the hour mark and we still have two cards to go. But feel free to share any additional thoughts you have about that while I take another sip of my caffeine. All right. Next deck. So this one's going to be a little more interesting because this is largely a pip deck, but as we know, there's some scenery, which is why I left it in my pile or list of decks for Tarot Playdate, and that's the Pagan Otherworlds by Usi. Make sure we open it from the bottom and not break that seal. Beautiful deck. Let's see, where can I start to get quite a precarious pile going with it when I do this. Okay. Our Six of Cups. Okay. Here we go. Don't be too judgmental, says Wendy. In all three so far, they've been outdoors with greenery. Where's the water element? Just in the cups, I suppose. All right. Here is our Six of Cups from the Pagan Otherworlds. With my shaky hand. Lots of flowers. And the moo cow. That's what it is. I don't think it's a horse. I think it's a cow, right? Is that a cow? Come on, focus. Focus, camera. There are days. I think just take my word for it. Filled with flowers, lots of pretty flowers. Emma wants to run around in the fields. Woo. Rise above the situation, says Wendy, right? With all these cups up in the kind of floating in the air. Is that sort of where you're getting that? Daffodils, spring. Yeah, this is a really pretty card. And we have this kind of home, right? So do we think about this, like when we think about what we know about this card? Oh, there we go. Now we've got some focus. Definitely a cow. Definitely. But is this a childhood home? Is this a current home? Is this a memory? Is this the present? Lots of different ways I think we can look at this particular card. Rosemary, a lovely idyllic setting. The cow is still useful, says Susie. Yes, it can nourish us, the cow, as well as provide company. If you like to befriend your cows, which I feel like I would. This is your dream home, Emma. Home feels. The house seems to represent stability, says Wendy. White Tree Tarot, the daffodil symbolizes rebirth and new beginnings. It is one of the first flowers to bloom after the winter frost. Oh, I love that. That's interesting. A place of safety, says Wendy. Tiny Dancer, your happy place. Robin, consider keeping your feelings grounded. Don't let them get away from you. Susie says yes, but I don't know what to. All right, so our question for this card, question number 4, how can we trust more and yet protect ourselves? Oh, that was Simon's question. Sorry if I'm getting these all wrong, you guys. Oh, it was Gwen who asked that, how can we embrace our shadow self? I remember that now. Rosemary asked, was there a milk connection in the first card? Somebody was saying about a milk bottle. Maybe, I think all these little, maybe it was the flower vases that reminded people of Simon's milk bottle he showed in the chat on Friday that they did, their collaborative chat. Of course, I'll go home. Just go home. How can we trust more and yet protect ourselves? Take me home. Does anybody have that song now that's stuck in their head? Little John Denver, Take Me Home, Country Road. So how can we trust more and yet protect ourselves? So knowing that we have that home to go to, our home base, that place where we feel loved and secure. We know we always have that place. So if we put ourselves out there and allow ourselves to be more giving or more receiving and more trusting in that way, but knowing when it's time to come home, settle into that home base, ensuring that we have the love and support that grounds us and always makes us feel safe. Like, I know I have those people, right? I have those people where if I put myself out there and I get, maybe it doesn't go as expected, I know I can come back to center with my love and support that I consider my home. That's something that kind of comes to mind for me. Bassett says, knowing there's a safe place that we call our own. I feel like as I'm talking and I look down at the chat, I'm like, yep, somebody gets me. Simon, we can learn a lot from the animal kingdom. We should be more like Canadian geese, looking out for each other rather than chickens who like to peck away at imperfections or peck away. Yes. Can we please be that? I feel like that answers the world peace problem, I was thinking Phil Collins, Take Me Home. Oh, see, there's another song. Sean says, accept offered gifts from those close to you. Gwen, go out into the world knowing you have a home and people that support you if needed. You are enough. You are safe. Yes. Forever where you get me. Maybe this time we should trust only those we have known from the past, says White Tree Tarot. That's an interesting interpretation of this. That one would be a hard one for me, I think. But I can also see how that makes sense for people. Oh, Cher also has a Take Me Home song. Okay. All right, you guys. So if you're in the Facebook Playdate, Tarot Playdate Facebook group, why I tongue twist this every dang time. If you're in that group, one of the things that we'd like to do, and Heather Carter started this, I don't think she's in chat today, but she we'll post sometimes a song that reminds her of the card. I think Take Me Home, you guys, I think you have some good songs. If you're not in the Facebook group, or if you are, share your songs. Share your songs with us. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Nobody really kind of had any new thoughts. Shall we get to our 5th and final card and question? Rosemary, this is the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot. And the pips are very pippish, the minors, but what I really love about this deck, especially if you're new to pips, is there's always a bit of scenery to help bring an additional feeling. And so we're not just looking at 6 cups, we're looking at a bit more than that. All right. Final deck is a Christmas gift from my friend Simon, my brother Simon, my co-tarot parent. And that is the Modern Witch Tarot, which I also need to do a good walkthrough. It's been sitting, hanging out, taunting me as the beginning of the year has been so crazy. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what this looks like, because I don't know it well yet. This is a modern twist on the Rider-Waite-Smith, as many of you probably know. What is the family? We are whatever we want it to be, Elle, and that's just that. All right, you can look and not buy, as Sensei. That's true. This is like window shopping. All right, here is our, oh, it's shiny, but here's our 6 of Cups from the Modern Witch. Come on, there we go. I love, love, love the diversity in this deck. That looks like ice cream. I want ice cream now. Not flowers, but ice cream. Yeah, this is very similar to the Rider-Waite. One thing I noticed right away is we don't have any flowers, right? We have these modern homes. I like the pink cups. You can look and not buy. You could look and not buy. 5 empty cups, right? So all these cups are empty, supposedly. But maybe what these cups are waiting to be filled. So maybe this cup was filled very specifically to be handed to that person. I'm sorry about the shine. There, that's a little better. So maybe they're just waiting to be filled. As they're gifted to each person, you'll put something different in the cup. Maybe that's my attempted imagination, which I don't have much of. Let's see. What am I missing here? Could be receiving a gift from the younger person. Oh, that's true. That's true. Or maybe she already ate all the ice cream and she's getting more ice cream. These cups look like bells where when you do the reversal, they'll be ringing. Interesting. Interesting, Robin. Simon says one generation imparting a gift to another, maybe the gift of emotional stability. There. If I twist that a little bit, it's not quite so glary from my window. Yep, all the ones are empty except the one she's giving the child or that the child is giving her. The other ice cream in the other cups is melted or eaten. Yep. That would be if I had ice cream near me, it would all be empty cups until I had a tummy ache. Gwen says perhaps it's her first cup as she goes into the world. The others will come in due time. Ooh, that's a great way to look at that. Rosemary, a cup full of happy memories is better than 5 with empty memories. That's true. White Tree Tarot says this looks like an affirmation cup telling the little girl that it is okay to dream. Oh, I love that. Let's take a close look at it. Does it look like there's like little stars on that cup? Or in that cup? Come on. You know you wanna. You know what that looks like to me? It's like clouds and stars. So when you say that, when you say dreams, that totally looks like a cup of dreams. I see that. Keep nurturing each other, says Susie. Robin says the pink rose hearts for hearts and emotions. Yes. Love it. Rosemary's craving bubblegum ice cream. I have never liked bubblegum ice cream. Bubblegum flavored anything, actually. Or blue cotton candy. So now we're all seeing. So this cup can be full of whatever we desire, right? Offering a little bit of magic, says Jen. Yes, I love that. All right. So our 5th question was, what can we do this week to benefit our highest self? What can we do this week to benefit our highest self? Yes, magical ice cream with the sparkles. I love that, Sandra. Let's make ice cream and magic together. That's a beautiful combination. Emma asks, is this the deck where the kings are gender neutral, or am I thinking of another deck? I don't know. I haven't looked at it too closely. The queen, the king. I think it might depend on the suit. Wendy says, I must have led a sheltered life. I've never seen bubblegum ice cream. It was a thing when I was a kid, that's for sure. Indulge in parting a gift of kindness, says Rosemary. Twist says, focus on the wonder or magic. So again, what can we do this week to benefit our highest self? Accept inspirational gifts from our highest self. Oh, I love that. Robin's noting here about the proximity to one's neighbors. Yes, they are very close together, those houses. That's a much more modern feel rather than this house that's kind of all alone out in the country. Share something special, says Friends Claire. Oh, I like that too. Like giving magic, receiving magic, right? Whatever magic means to anybody is a great way to, I think, tap into our higher self. Charity begins at home, says Tiny Dancer. Twist, this is an all-female deck. I don't know that that's true. This King of Cups, actually, that Queen of Cups is very androgynous, but I guess it just kind of depends. You might be right, though. Robin says, maybe it's the neighbor bringing a welcome neighbor gift. That could be very true. Have childlike wonder for your own higher self, says Foreverware. Oh, Essence has an idea. Maybe, maybe share the 5 random decks at the beginning of the video so anyone who has the deck can pull it out. I'm running back and forth to the bookshelf, but I like it to be a surprise. But I'll think on that. I'll think on that. You just have to sit on the floor near your shelf, right? Just kidding. Anyway, all right. Any other thoughts on this? Or shall we get into reversals? So if you don't have any more thoughts, I'll just move right into reversals. All right. I do like the idea of the bells ringing when we turn this upside down, but I'm going to go back to our original RWS for our reversals. So for those of you who don't read reversals like me, a lot of times I still will find in a spread that a card is in a spread position that represents a blockage or a challenge or an obstacle, but also reverse meanings I think are great to talk about for those who do read reversals. And I sometimes get more open to reversals thanks to you and all of the discussions that we've had in our tarot play dates. Let's see. Elle says advice or unsolicited versus sought after. Oh, that's interesting. So just kind of having a gift thrust upon you. That sounded wrong. You know what I mean. Elle, behave. Receiving a loving reward, says Susie. I'm guessing that was kind of from our previous upright. Oh, was it billed as a diverse all-female deck? Oh, thanks, Twist. I see. I need to dive into that deck. I need to learn a bit more. So Essence saw the bells when we turned this card upside down. Amnesia, says Tiny Dancer. Amnesia. Maybe blocking out, right? Those memories, not allowing ourselves to remember things. So it could be selective amnesia as well. L, holding on to the past is often futile. Gravity will always win. Time will continue to pass. The flowers will fall. The building falling, sometimes what we've built on our heads past isn't based on truth. That is very true. You're going deep on us, L. I love it when you do that. Robin says the flowers are more like stars in the sky now at the top of our card. Maybe that brings in more of the wishing element too, right? So maybe our wishes are a little bit higher in the sky and a little less within reach, perhaps, something like that. Naivety, says Aquarius Owl, or naivete. How do you say it? Wendy says things are stagnant as no growth. The flowers are down, not connecting, says Twist. Gwen, being closed off, allowing yourself to be triggered without being willing to grow. I love that. You know, when we think about emotions, connections, I'm just thinking out loud, trying to think if I can come up with anything in addition to what you guys have come up with. Oh, Kiana, focus on present situation, rejecting nostalgia and passivity. So maybe that's advice, right? Maybe it is, hey, don't focus so much on the past. Robin says the star equals hope. We didn't touch on the hopefulness in this card. That's true. There's a lot of that. Essence says the book description, feeling locked in the past as a way to avoid moving on. I think that can happen a lot. Some people just can't let go of the past. So refusing to grow from the past. You know, we talked about sort of that loss of growth or the flowers falling out. So, you know, looking to the past and letting go of memories or embracing memories, whatever it is we need to do to grow, sometimes that can get blocked and then we're just stuck and we're not moving forward. Emma says bittersweet memories, nostalgia, but with negativity. Tiny Dancer says flashbacks. Oh, that's an interesting way. Yeah, being stuck in the past. Kiana, recalling past events with more positivity than they deserve, like putting on sort of those rose-colored glasses when looking at the past and maybe not being quite as objective. Interesting. Struggling, embracing forgiveness to move on. Really great different concepts for this card in the reversed position. I love that. Any other thoughts, upright or reversed, before we start talking about the activities that we can choose to partake in this week if we would like? Looks like we're kind of winding down there. All right. Oh, I buried my tarot playbook. So who here in the group still actually looks at the tarot playbook? I do. I actually still look at it. I don't always do the activities. Kiana said avoiding moving on is still another reverse meaning. Yes. So let's see what the tarot playbook guides us to do based on the Six of Cups this week. Again, to connect to a deck, not to a card. This one's called the casting couch. No, you're not. Simon's like, I put that book away. I gave it away. It's gone. So this one here says, I'll just read the intro. I can't get in too much trouble. You know, if these guys cared by now, they would have told me. You call that acting? The character was two-dimensional. Your motivation was paper thin, and you didn't move a muscle through the whole thing. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were made of card. What's that? You are? Well, to be honest, I've seen worse. You're hired. So I guess that's the conversation the casting director is having with the auditionee. So you decide a film that you're casting for. You jot down the names of all the main characters. You make a note of each character's traits. Then you place all your court cards face up, and then you can do some automatic casting with the court cards, and then you audition the remaining court cards. Oh, this is hilarious. You got to be really into role playing for this particular one. Again, it sounds kind of fun. Like, it sounds doable, but it is a really weird book, Simon. I'm going to give you that. But as you know, or as maybe you don't know, we have a list of alternate activities for those who might want to have a different way of connecting with whatever deck they're working with. But our alternative activities definitely embrace the theme of the cards. So let's take a look at what we had for this one. Just so you know, I will read it out loud. If you can't keep up or can't take notes fast enough, I will post this in the description box below, and I will also post it in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. Did I say that in all the right order? All right. Bye, Wendy. Thank you for coming. All right. 6 of Cups. This one, oh, this is kind of a silly activity. This is a game, but I think I might play this because this sounds fun to me, if I do say so myself. This one's called Memory. So this activity this week is play a game of memory with your cards. Did anybody play that game where you flip over 2 cards? So I said pick 2 suits and pull those cards ace through king out to create, oops, I'm running out of room here, to create your game deck. Shuffle and lay all 28 cards out on a flat surface. Is that right? 28? Then either alone or with another player taking turns, turn over 2 random cards at a time. If they match, i.e. they are the matching cards from each suit. So the 2, you pull the 2 from each suit or a 4 from each suit, etc. Then they're a pair and you remove them. If they are not a match, you turn them back over and try again. Keep going until all the pairs are matched up. If you're playing with another player, whoever ends up with the most pair wins. If you want to play again, pair 2 different suits. I said sets, but I meant suits. I'm going to correct that so that it's correct in the thing. So play memory with your cards. I don't play with my cards enough, but I find when I do that that's often a really great way for me to connect with the imagery. And also what I like about this particular activity is it kind of gets you thinking maybe about the similarities in the numerology or in the court cards, etc. Thank you, Emma, for being here. So that, folks, wraps up our 12th. Today's our 12th Tarot Play Date. I can't believe that's like 3 months worth already. That's crazy. Anyway, thank you all for being here and contributing. Thank you all for helping me get over that 1,000 subscriber mark. I promise a little something special is coming soon. You all are awesome. I did not say you guys. You all are awesome. And I couldn't do it without you. So I hope you guys have I just did it. I hope you folks, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I really look forward to seeing you next week. Also, don't forget, if you do post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, use hashtag Tarot Playdate so I can see what you're posting because I really do enjoy that. If you're watching this back and you were not in the live chat, please do leave your comments below and any thoughts on the cards that maybe we didn't cover today. And I would love to share those with the group maybe next week. So, all right, everybody, sending lots of love as always. Thank you for hanging out with me. And until I see you in the next one, like I said, I'm sending you much love. Bye. Now, if only I could figure out how to turn this thing off. I'll get there. I'll get there. It really does not want to end. I literally just